If you could give us a couple of quick comments on how practice went today, and then we'll take questions from the media.
Okay, yeah, practice today was a little bit up and down. It's kind of our first normal traditional, besides the UTSA game, Wednesday practice, full third down and red zone install day. And as the O-line coach, I like to call needle in the eye day. It's when we go through every exotic blitz and pattern and twist and things that they've shown all season. So from my crew, that's always a little bit of a stressful day, but I thought the guys came out with a good energy and blocked physically in the run game, which I was happy to see. And offense, defense had a couple periods where we were going at it good on good, and that's always good to do during the season, keeps physicality going. So overall, good day. Got still a lot of work to do before the foot hits the ball on Saturday night, though.
Okay, thank you. We'll take a question from Jared Lloyd, Daily Herald, and then Mitch Harper, KSL Radio.
Eric, your metaphor about drinking poison seems to have spread to the entire team. This is a week where that's obviously very important, not to look at the record or listen to the hype or anything like that. But what does it mean, just as you know, the team has kind of embraced that concept of not drinking the poison and trying to avoid those types of miscues?
Oh, well, it's good. I mean, I don't want to make it a bigger deal than it is. But the guys, I think, have showed this week that we just need to stay humble. Kalani came in on Monday and made a real point to our team on Monday's team meeting to be humble this week and continue to show humility in everything we do and show that we're having fun and doing things in a way that's gotten us to this point. So I really appreciated Coach doing that on Monday, and I think the team has kept that. And then, you know, it's just having been around – various types of programs. I've been on nationally ranked teams. I've been on bottom feeder teams. I've been on teams on good bowl games and no bowl games. And I think just the common theme with the teams that can have maintained success is they try to maintain the same level of intensity every week. And that's what we're trying to do. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, Coach, what connections, if any, do you still have to the Texas State program from your previous stop there in San Marcos?
Just recruited several of the players there, coached several of the guys. I mean, when I was there, we were playing a lot of freshmen and sophomores and who are now juniors and seniors and who are some of their best playmakers now. And some of the guys we recruited and coached are have become some of their best guys. And so I know several of the players on the team, and I'm still very close with several of the linemen. And so, yeah, I mean, still have some connections there. Obviously, I don't really have any connections to the staff, but to the players, absolutely.
What went into the decision to have oars listed next to each offensive line spot on this week's depth chart?
Just remove complacency from being an option with our room. We got guys that are healthy again, which is another factor. But just, you know, I don't think that you can get into the midpoint of the season and start feeling fat and happy with your job. I think as coaches, we got to keep feeling pressure. I think the O-line needs to keep feeling pressure. And we got guys. I mean, we got Keanu's healthy, Tristan's healthy. We got guys that have been out for a long time that are healthy. And so stable's full and everybody's competing. And who plays on Saturday, it's going to be based on their week of practice. It's going to not be based on any other game ever in the history of this place. It's going to be based on this week of practice, and that's who's going to play on Saturday night.
Okay, we'll take a question from Sean Walker, KSL.com, and then Jay Drew, Deseret News.
Yeah, Coach, kind of building on that last question a little bit. What is and I recognize you're not like the czar of Texas State football history, but what's kind of the brand, I guess, of that program and that team? What can you kind of tell us about sort of what they are, what they're known for? How are they kind of perceived in the state and that kind of thing from your time there?
Oh, well, they had a legendary longtime coach, Jim Wacker, there's a lot of tradition there in that program. They won a D2 national championship back when they were Division II school, so they do have a national championship banner on the wall. There's a lot of prideful alumni. A lot of former NFL guys have gone there. It's a school with a lot of history, and it's traditionally made a lot of noise. They transitioned to FBS, I think 2012, and they've been a little. It's just and I was there for 2 years. It's a place with a lot of history, with a lot of talent, and I think they're getting close to putting it together, and I'm happy for them. I mean, I root for them. I root for those kids every week, except for this week. But it's a proud place, and a lot of people in Texas, they love it. It's one of the biggest universities in the state of Texas, and it's got a beautiful campus, and it's a lovely place to live. I enjoyed my time there, but now they're the opponents. So a lot of former NFL guys, I think, is probably the thing people need to understand. It's not just a school that it has nobodies there. There's a lot of good players there.
I think you're muted, Jay.
Okay, hey, Eric, Mitch Harper took my question about the oars on the depth chart, but I've got another one. Just midway through the season, assuming you guys play 10, 11 games, you played 5 games, just what is your maybe grade or confidence level or satisfaction level with how the offensive line has played through 5 games?
That's a great question. I'd probably give us a B. I think we certainly have excelled in a lot of areas. I've been very pleased with our pass protection. I think we've done a really good job there. I think we're doing pretty well on pressure with the quarterback. I'm really pleased with knowledge of the game. We've kept missed assignments way down from last year, and have guys doing the jobs that they're assigned to do. Things I think we need to improve on is straining through the whistle. I think we need to see more knockdowns, and you get more knockdowns and more great finishes by straining through the whistle. And so I think that's certainly an area that we need to improve on this second half of the season if we want to be able to look back on this season and say, hey, we were one of the best O-lines in the country. I think we got to do a better job of straining through the whistle and finishing plays.
Okay, we'll take a question from Norma Gonzalez, the Salt Lake Tribune.
Hey, Coach. So first of all, I am also a former Texas State employee.
Oh, there you go.
Out there. Yep, I worked there 2014-15. Well, not the university, but for the university. But my question is, against Houston, it seemed like the offense and maybe particularly the offensive line struggled, particularly in the second and third quarter. And I guess what did you see that was troubling you guys, and how are you guys trying to improve on that this week?
Well, I think you got to be more specific about what we struggled with, because there are some things I thought we struggled with. I thought we struggled with the nose guard. I thought we didn't do a good job of blocking the nose guard on a consistent basis, whether it was a guard or a center. I think all game that was the theme, and but I thought we also did a lot of really good things during the second and third quarter. I thought we got better as the game went on. That front seven is probably the second best front seven that I've gone against since I've been at BYU. Very talented, great pass rushers. We knew it was going to be a really competitive game. And so we struggle with our run efficiency, I think, is probably the most troubling part of the game. I was proud of our pass protection, certainly. They were just coming off a game, I think 6 or 7 sacks the game before, so we knew we had a big challenge ahead of us. But I think our run efficiency needs to improve from that game. But to be honest with you, they owned the A-gap against us. And if you own the A-gaps in the run game, doesn't matter what scheme you run, you're gonna lose more than you win. So they beat us up pretty good in the A-gaps, and that's where we got to respond and improve. And they had a very talented player playing that position. But I wouldn't say we struggled throughout the game. I mean, we supplemented with about 60 yards of screens and 2 touchdowns and found ways to get yards and stuff, 470 yards. So, it becomes one of those games where if somebody has an advantage or they feel like they might be beating you in a certain area, you find another area to get yards. And I think that's what we did as a team, and we just kept swinging.
We'll take 2 more questions, one from Jared Lloyd and then Mitch Harper.
Eric, you kind of touched on this, but I wanted to ask about short yard situations because I know that time that the offensive line a lot of times takes pride in, going tight and really just muscling through, and they got you a couple of times, and A-gap was probably part of that. But what did you see on those plays, and what needs to happen to be able to be successful there more consistently in the future?
Well, they certainly got the best of us in short yardage in this game. We made a huge point of emphasis in short yardage goal line in the offseason. Feel like we made a lot of strides this season. But you know what? Everybody wants to look at it as a full picture, but I would say each play had its own issues on why it might not have worked. When you look at a quarterback sneak, are we hitting it in the right hole? Are we getting enough movement on the play side? And whether it's the play action pass, that's the same pass that we got the PI on, but we threw that for a touchdown against Boise State, and everybody liked that play. And so that one didn't work. We got a PI, and it worked. We had a fullback dive where Mason's been scoring multiple touchdowns and jumping over people all year long, and we're going to keep handing it to him. He's 250 pounds. He's a playmaker, and we expect him to go and make a yard. And so I think it was a little bit of a few things. I think they certainly they bucked up and played physical. They play a little bit different front than we had necessarily practiced, but it doesn't matter. We have enough experience where we should be able to recognize the front and be a little bit more efficient there. But it was a few things. I think it was a perfect storm of us maybe not quite getting after it the way we should be, and then I think them being very stout, and they had a good plan. And best thing about it is we're going to go back and we're going to run the same plays on Saturday night. So that's the thing I'm looking forward to.
Coach, last thing from me real quick. I'm curious because it's been a few weeks since we spoke with you. How did your fiance react to the date change for your wedding now that there's a game day on that day?
Yeah, she was certainly stressed for a few days. It was because we had a venue going, and we had the deposit was down, so it was one of those things where it was a stressful few days. But we got it rearranged. We're getting married in January now, and with my luck, we'll probably be playing in the national championship game that weekend or something, and I'll have to move it again, but that'll be all right.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you all.